So recently, a week ago, I posted a video titled Why Ambedkar Rejected Christianity. And this is somewhat the reaction of random guys in the comments section.
Sir.
Today's video is about why Ambedkar rejected Islam. But before starting the video, I would like to tell you that I am just going to read out what Ambedkar sir said about Islam in his books. Cause I want you guys to know what Ambedkar sir felt about Islam without any personal interference from myself. So, I will be using a robotic voice for Ambedkar sir's feelings. That being said, hello, this is Hindu Response and thanks for joining me.
Hinduism is said to divide people, and in contrast, Islam is said to bind people together. This is only a half-truth. For Islam divides as inexorably as it binds. Islam is a close cooperation, and the distinction that it makes between Muslims and non-Muslims is a very real, very positive and very alienating distinction. The Brotherhood of Islam is not the universal brotherhood of man. It is the brotherhood of Muslims for Muslims only. There is a fraternity, but its benefit is confined to those within that cooperation. For those who are outside the cooperation, there is nothing but contempt and enmity. Wherever there is the rule of Islam, there is his own country. In other words, Islam can never allow a true Muslim to adopt India as his motherland and regard a Hindu as his kith and kin. That is probably the reason why Maulana Muhammad Ali, a great Indian but a true Muslim, preferred to be buried in Jerusalem rather than in India.
To put it short, according to Ambedkar sir, in Islam a person can either be a Muslim or an Indian, but cannot be an Indian Muslim.
Conversion to Islam or Christianity will denationalize the depressed classes. If they go over to Islam, the number of Muslims would be doubled, and the danger of Muslim domination also becomes real. For a Muslim, a Hindu is kafir and inferior to a point that he will never accept his authority. If a Islamic country attacks India, then Muslims in India will support those Islamic countries. The aim of the Muslims is clear. In Islam, the world being divided into two camps, Darul al-Islam, abode of Islam, Darul Harb, abode of war, all countries come under one category or the other. Technically, it is the duty of the Muslim ruler, who is capable of doing so, to transform Darul Harb into Darul al-Islam. And just as there are instances of the Muslims in India resorting to Hijrat, there are instances showing that they have not hesitated to proclaim jihad.
एकदम इन्होंने वक्त बदल दिया, जज्बात बदल दिए, जिंदगी बदल दी। 119 पे इतनी अच्छी पार्टनरशिप चली। ओ भाई, मारो मुझे, मारो मारो मुझे, मारो मारो। नहीं, ये मजाक हो रहा है। एक सेकंड यार, मजाक हो रहा है। नहीं, ये
We all know how much Ambedkar sir hated caste system, and is one of the main reasons why he wanted to convert. But he fought caste oppression even in Islam. According to him,
take the caste system. Islam speaks of brotherhood. Everybody infers that Islam must be free from slavery and caste. Regarding slavery, nothing needs to be said. It stands abolished now by law, but while it existed, much of its support was derived from Islam and Islamic countries, while the prescriptions by the Prophet regarding the just and humane treatment of slaves contained in the Quran are praiseworthy. There is nothing whatever in Islam that lends support to the abolition of this curse. The conventional division of the Mohammedans into four tribes, Sheikh, Sayyad, Mughal and Pathan, has very little application to this province, Bengal. The Mohammedans themselves recognize two main social divisions, one, Ashraf or Sharaf, and two, Ajlaf. Ashraf means noble and includes all undoubted descendants of foreigners and converts from high caste Hindus. All other Mohammedans, including the occupational groups and all converts of lower ranks, are known by the contemptuous terms Ajlaf, wretches or mean people. They are also called Kamina or Itar, base or Risil, a corruption of Rizal, worthless. In some places a third class, called Azal or lowest of all, is added. With them no other Mohammedan would associate, and they are forbidden to enter the mosque to use the public burial ground. The second thing that is noticeable among the Muslims is the spirit of exploiting the weaknesses of the Hindus. If the Hindus object to anything, the Muslim policy seems to be to insist upon it and give it up only when the Hindus show themselves ready to offer a price for it by giving the Muslims some other concessions. Another illustration of this spirit of exploitation is furnished by the Muslim insistence upon cow slaughter and the stoppage of music before mosques. Islamic law does not insist upon the slaughter of the cow for sacrificial purposes, and no Musalman, when he goes to Hajj, sacrifices the cow in Makkah or Medina. But in India they will not be content with the sacrifice of any other animal. Music may be played before a mosque in all Muslim countries without any objection. Even in Afghanistan, which is not a secularized country, no objection is taken to music before a mosque. But in India the Musalmans must insist upon its stoppage for no other reason except that the Hindus claim a right to it. The third thing that is noticeable is the adoption by the Muslims of the gangsters method in politics. The riots are a sufficient indication that gangsterism has become a settled part of the strategy in politics.
Another reason why Ambedkar sir rejected Islam is because of Mahatma's suggestion to Ambedkar that if Ambedkar wanted to convert, I asked him to convert to Islam. Ambedkar sir never liked Gandhiji's favoritism. To a point he said,
The first thing which the Congress has failed to realize is that there is a difference between appeasement and settlement, and that the difference is an essential one. Appeasement means buying off the aggressor by conniving at his acts of murder, rape, arson and loot against innocent persons who happen for the moment to be the victims of his displeasure. On the other hand, settlement means laying down the bounds which neither party to it can transgress. Appeasement sets no limits to the demands and aspirations of the aggressor. Settlement does. The second thing the Congress has failed to realize is that the policy of concession has increased Muslim aggressiveness, and what is worse, Muslims interpret these concessions as a sign of defeatism on the part of the Hindus and the absence of the will to resist. This policy of appeasement will involve the Hindus in the same fearful situation in which the Allies found themselves as a result of the policy of appeasement which they adopted towards Hitler.
Ambedkar sir said that the Muslims' appeasement was great in Congress, that when Muslims killed, raped Hindus and forcibly converted them, Congress and Gandhiji supported Muslims. And not only that, they even let control the Congress by giving them important positions. Gandhi praised those Muslims, saying that they did a great thing for their religion on one hand and asked Hindus to forgive those Muslims on the other hand for their atrocities. Congress always tried to protect Muslims to a point that when they killed famous Hindu reformers such as Swami Shraddhananda, whom Ambedkar calls a hero of Dalits, and Rajpal. In conclusion, Ambedkar felt that converting to Islam is a threat to both Hindus and India. That's why he didn't want to convert to Islam. Please do like, share and subscribe. Yours, Hindu Response.